Yeah, welcome to the Electric Bananas Musical Buffet. Please take a plate and dig in. You're welcome to as many musical styles as you can fit on your plate, or indeed can digest. Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Audiophiles. Right. My name's John. His name is Andy. The problem of leisure. What to do for pleasure. Ideal love. A new purchase. A market of the senses. More on that later. But first, we have a song to listen to. Andy, what have you got in store for the class today?
I have got a relatively new band. I would be highly surprised if you had heard of them, but the band's name is called Slightest Clue.
No, I haven't. No,
Fair, okay. And again, no
slightest clue.
surprise. The track by them I'd like you to check out is a track called When You Wake Up. So you've got the artist, you've got the title. I'm pretty sure you've got everything you need. Please go off, give it a listen, and come back and let me know what you think.
Thank you, Becky.
Summer burning up the stairs to my place. Heat wave waking up flushed on my face. A simpler time. You put on a pop song, just watching ice melt. Your hand around the glass. I'd hate to be wrong, thinking about how it felt. Say you want no one else. I saw it on your face. Tell me what to say, love.
Interesting start. I had like three different styles already. It starts off with this very bluesy electric guitar. It had that sort of cheeky tone to it that I half expected a stripper. Um, in comes a singer, and I imagine she's fully clothed. Who can tell? Um, but yeah, it sounds really nice. She's got quite a bit of character to her voice without overdoing it. It sounds she's got a nice tone to her voice and there's expression there. Yeah, it's nice. But it's very laid back in terms of the musical content of this bit, the verse. It sounds like all the rest of them are kind of the guitar and the bass, and I think there's keyboards there as well, as musical equivalent of them all just staring at their feet and mumbling. Perhaps she doesn't have any clothes on. That would explain it. And then we go into this bit just now, which is a sort of like picked guitar, and there's a bit more sort of sort of dynamic to the vocals. Interesting. Let's just whiz it back a little bit.
How it felt. Say you want no one else. I saw it on your face. Tell me what to say, love. I don't wanna wait. Call me when you wake up. Stop the world mesh and lace hand on my waist.
Yeah, so that was bizarre. So we got this big, fat, distorted guitar coming in. Um, and It just reminded me, well, it didn't remind me, it put in my head the image of Mr. Creosote on Monty Python as like sort of like waddling through the door, trying to get through, and it's down, and it's like he's wheezing. And then he has to stop, sit down for a breather. There's a very odd sort of pause, and then a couple more sort of like notes, and then we're back into this very sort of genteel verse. That's funny.
I'm your girl, touch my face, can't be replaced, but you're smoking again. You don't wanna fuck up, you call a taxi, tears on the sweatshirt, crying in the backseat. I don't wanna hurt you, tell me now, could it be? Say that for you, it's me, saw it on your face, tell me what to say, love. I don't wanna wait, call me when you wake up. I don't like believing that good things happen for no reason, but you do, but you do, but you do. I don't like believing that good things happen for no reason, but they do when I'm with you.
The breather.
Saw it on your face, tell me what to say now. I don't wanna wait, call me when you wake up.
No, that's bollocks. All right, let's just bring that back a bit. So it goes into this bridgy bit, which sounds really awkward, and then halfway through it starts to make sense, and the guitar's coming through, and she's singing. Rather than it just being these bits that they're slapping on, it actually is working together at that point, and it sounds really good. And then it goes into this. I can't really call it a solo. It's like, I don't know, is it? We'll have to count it, but I can't be more than 20 seconds. But it's that riff from the first time it happened, dun, 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 and it kind of stops, but it comes on again, and then it goes into a lovely sustained high note. Yeah, and then they think, oh, we've done something really nice here, so let's get rid of that and move on and close the song down now. So that's we've done plenty. Really odd approach. I don't know if I've gone back far enough, but let's go a little bit further. All right.
I don't like believing that good things happen
doesn't sound
for no
quite
reason,
right.
but they do when I'm with you.
Breathe.
Saw it on your face, tell me what to say
Sweet.
now. I don't wanna wait, call me when you wake up.
It was interesting. There's bits in that I really liked, but was the sum of the parts greater than it altogether? I don't know. I don't know if if it actually went from one bit to the other successfully. It's a bit like a buffet, isn't it? And you're picking out bits you really like. Um, Sometimes all you want is chicken in a basket. Yeah, this is a ponderer. I mean, I don't dislike it at all. It's just how well it worked. I'm not sure on first listening if it did. Perhaps it would do on more listens, but it's definitely something there to be enjoyed. Let's find out some more. Let's go back and chop it up with Andy.
All right, so you're back. So what did you make of Slightest Clue and this track, When You Wake Up?
So first thing, straight off the bat, great thumbnail. Yeah, really liked the image. It was just arresting, but interesting and intriguing at the same time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, welcome to the Electric Bananas Musical Buffet. Please take a plate and dig in. You're welcome to as many musical styles as you can fit on your plate, or indeed can digest. So this opens with a bluesy motif, with quite a lovely, almost raspy tone. I did half expect a stripper.
I'm sorry I let you down.
Well, that's as far as you know. However, we don't get this female singer come in, and I imagine she is clothed, with a slightly sultry tone to it. She's got quite a nice. She has got a bit of character to her voice. I quite liked it. The verse ticks along with kind of almost minimal musical input. There's a very workmanlike bass, a twiddling guitar, and I think some keys, very, very, loosely, and a very tepid beat. And it's very much like they're all collectively staring down at their feet and mumbling like teenagers. So perhaps she is naked. I can only guess. We get to this pre-chorus, the singer proclaiming, "I saw it on your face, tell me what to say." With some very nice picked guitar, so it sort of changes in slightly in its dynamics. And I would say it kind of very loosely gives me a kind of 60s feel to it, that little bit there. Then the drums usher in this heavy, bloated, distorted guitar, who after his grand entrance and a couple of wheezes seems exhausted and has to sit down for a breather. It kind of reminded me of Mr. Creosote from Monty Python. He comes to the door, he got this, like he's wheezing, and then just like sits down. How are you feeling, monsieur? Better. Oh, we're bon. Better get a bucket. Yeah. Anyway. So now we have another quick sort of riff from it, and then we go back into the verse again that saunters along very, very gently, like a ride on a giant duck paddle boat. I don't know why that's the image I had. There's a couple of very pretty strums from the guitar as she sings, "I'm your girl, touch my face, something can't be replaced, but you're smoking again." As you can gather, I'm getting snippets. I'm not really following the narrative very well. Then there's something about fucking up and calling a taxi and tears or crying on the backseat. Yeah, typical night out. We've all been there. I did wonder, "I'm your girl, touch my face, can't be replaced." I wonder if that was hinting at some sort of like violence, but I wasn't sure. But it's definitely this sort of, there's a scenario where there is interchange between the two antagonists, and then this "call me again," afterwards in the morning sort of thing, and whether that's going to happen or not, I guess is the whole premise, but there's probably more to it than that. We get the same "saw it on your face" pre-chorus again. I'm going to call it that because I don't know what the chorus is. And then the guitar accompaniment of Creosote again comes in. And then we go to a bridgey bit. And it's interesting because it starts off and it doesn't quite seem to work. And it seems a bit awkward, her singing and this sort of bridgey bit. And then it seems to sort of click in, and it does really work. There's some nice roller coaster dynamics. It's really up and down for a bit. And she says something about, "I don't believe good things happen for no reason, but they do when I'm with you." We get another breather because Mr. Creosote is absolutely knackered at this point. And it's interesting, the sort of riff from the first one, which only like after his breather was sort of like a 3 or 4 notes, and it went into the second verse. Here you get it, and it repeats and goes through, so it's an extended version of that. But after the breather, then we get this really nice guitar part. I can't really call it a solo because it's only 20 seconds. Um, but if it were an item of clothing, it would be a feather boa. And just as the last of those cheeky electric pink feathers rifle past your nose, it's in the form of really beautiful, high sustained note, which sort of keeps cutting through like a laser into the next bit. Really beautiful and pretty, and it's a shame it's so brief. The singer asks again, "Call me when you wake up," and then um, there's this muffled sample voice saying about the number of the dial is not in use. As the sort of ambient static from left over from the guitar oscillates to conclusion, and it's done. There's the beauty and the issue with a buffet. I mean, sometimes you want a smorgasbord, sometimes chicken in a basket will do. Um, if I can digress for a second, this puts me in mind of a carvery that my parents used to visit with me and my sister many, many moons ago. Um, and you went in there and you could have a selection of meats, depending on your sort of ticket or your plate size, 3, 4, 5. And there would be there sort of, pork and turkey and lamb and chicken and beef and even fucking prawn cocktail and stuff like that. I mean, it was very, very cosmopolitan for the early 80s. And of course, unlimited visits to the side dishes, which was basically a few leaves of salad and some potato salad. And every time we visited, it was fucking rammed. It really was. Fast forward a couple of decades, and I visited the same place with my wife on the way back from a day trip or something. And we went in there, and the new owner proudly told me how crass the buffet proposition was and how he'd made wholesale changes to an a la carte menu now. And then he beamed and asked us to pick any one of the many, many, many empty booths that there were there. And yeah, what he didn't understand in his pride was that sometimes, while catering for other people's tastes, you don't have to excel or create new levels of or peaks of creativity. You just have to give them moments of delight. And if you can string together those moments, then you could really be onto something. So yeah, this had plenty to enjoy about it, and it had moments of delight. I really think the singer has a certain charisma. The only thing is, I'm not sure that it joined together very smoothly. So whether the sum of the whole was greater than the parts, I'm not convinced, particularly on the first listen anyway. But there was lots of really nice elements to it. It just whether it, I mean, the breather bit was probably a bit too much for me because it really just sat in its ass for a couple of seconds doing nothing. The song, it was really interesting, and I think there's probably something there. If you ask me, in terms of this band and their sound.
Yeah. Fair, fair. Okay, cool. Well, let me get into a little bit about the band. I think I like the song a little bit more than you, but I'm really glad that you were able to pull from it plenty of redeeming attributes that you did enjoy. And maybe subsequent listens will give you a clearer picture of, as you put it, the sum of the parts, and maybe just how much you do or do not enjoy the finished product. But yes, Slightest Clue is a Vancouver-based rock band founded in 2018 and consists of Malcolm Mac McLaren. He is the lead singer and rhythm guitarist. So it's interesting. I chose for you one of their songs not sung by the lead singer. In the future, I kind of am keen to just to show you what they sound like with a male lead vocalist, and just because there's a couple other really cool tracks by these guys, at least in my estimation, that'll be worth checking out.
Can I ask, how often does the female sing?
Not very, not very. I think there's only 1 or 2 tracks where she is the featured lead singer. But they don't have that much content out as of yet, which I will get into.
So it's a Kim Deal kind of a deal.
Yeah. It's a Kim kind of deal.
1 or 2 tracks an album, yeah.
Exactly. So this woman whom we speak of is Hannah Cruz on bass and vocals. Sean Rye.
Kim Deal again.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Sean Rise on lead guitar and Nick Sciaretta on drums. Each member brings something different, which probably comes as no surprise as you sort of picked up on all these different kind of sounds and influences in the track. There's a stage actor whose playlists go from Talking Heads to Sonic Youth to Bjork, a hook-obsessed recovering choir girl, an electrical engineer whose personal idol is John Bonham, and a guitarist who played for and left 10 other bands before deciding this was the one for him. Despite their seemingly mismatched backgrounds, when they plug in and play, the result is a blend of post-punk, garage, alt-rock, and dark pop. According to the band, their name is an acknowledgement that the world is gray, and we are searching for answers. Slightest Clue is about accepting the fact that none of us knows what they are doing on this earth, and it's the pursuit of finding comfort in the unknown. The band has only released 2 EPs and a few singles to this point in their very early career. The first EP, entitled Twin Silver, was released in 2022, and in 2024 they released their second, Carousel. They have also released a couple singles, as I mentioned, Just Fine in 2002 and Why Can't I Call You and Freak Me Out, both in 2024. While Just Fine and Freak Me Out only contained those titular tracks, the Why Can't I Call You single released featured 2 additional tracks alongside the titular track, Suit Upright, and the track we listened to today, When You Wake Up. All 3 of the tracks on the single release would go on to feature on the subsequent and aforementioned EP, Carousel. So you can catch it in 2 different places. Grace Girin of online publication Range wrote of the EP, "The band's new EP, Carousel, immerses you in that gritty feeling you get in the middle of a mosh pit, and despite all odds, urges you to break free from the sticky grasp the dance floor has on you. With sonic soundscapes woven with angular guitar riffs, pulsating bass lines, and propulsive drum patterns, Carousel is layered with post-punk revelry. The album was informed by the dovetail in the band members' personal lives. Mac was going through a breakup, and Hannah was in the midst of a budding romance. Then, 1 year later, the roles were reversed." Yes, exactly.
Yeah, of course they were.
Yeah. So, writing for Obscure Sound, Mike Mineo reviewed the track When You Wake Me Up and had this to say. Vancouver-based band Slightest Clue strut an electric rock range on their new single, When You Wake Up, written during one of the worst heat waves in British Columbia's history. Sweltering guitar tones and heat wave referencing lyrical descriptions make for a strongly palpable soundscape, exuding a swampy vigor amidst a range of lusher introspection and anthemic rock spells alike. Vocals from bassist Hannah Cruz also prove entrancing throughout. A soaring guitar presence takes hold from the beginning, traversing into a smoky vocal depicting the impact of a heat wave. A debonair bass-driven accompaniment rouses alongside, with trickling guitars during the sawed-on-your-face vocal jumpiness, adding to the intrigue. A blast of guitar distortion invigorates thereafter, firmly showcasing Slightest Clue's ample tonal versatility, from initially quaint folk pop musings to a roaring alt-rock splendor. A talky guitar emphasis collides into the suave Call Me When You Wake Up finale, cementing When You Wake Up as a stylishly confident gem from Slightest Clue. So, let's jump into these lyrics. Summer burning up the stairs to my place, heat wave, waking up flushed on my face, a simpler time. Put on a pop song, just watching ice melt. Your hands around the glass. I'd hate to be wrong, thinking about how it felt. Say you want no one else, saw it on your face. Tell me what to say. Love, I don't want to wait. Call me when you wake up. Stop the world, mesh and lace, hand on my waist. I'm your girl. Touch my face. Can't be replaced, but you're smoking again. You don't want to fuck up. You call a taxi. Tears on the sweatshirt, crying in the backseat. I don't want to hurt you. Tell me now. Could it be? Say that. For you. It's me. Aha. Saw it on your face. Tell me what to say. Love. I don't want to wait. call me when you wake up. I don't like believing that good things happen for no reason, but you do, but you do, you do. I don't like believing that good things happen for no reason, but they do when I'm with you. Saw it on your face. Tell me what you say. Love, I don't want to wait. Call me when you wake up. So, there you have it. Sounds like the end of a relationship. It was kind of suggested in the critics write up there I read a moment ago. So yeah, there you have it. That is a glimpse into Slightest Clue, this Canadian number out of Vancouver. They the sounds that they tap into kind of they all fit what I alluded to as far as the genres that they meet, but they shift a little bit from track to track. And I would say from singer to singer, as Matt kind of brings a different style when he is singing in some of the songs that I perhaps will bring to the channel in the future to give you a better glimpse into those sounds. So there you have it, John. Thanks for checking out
Yeah.
Blue, man.
I mean, they're really early in their career. I think you've done this with a few bands. I think it's really heartening to see bands cutting their teeth with EPs.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of EPs, always have been. I just like that extra effort. They just seem a bit more thoughtful than a single, but you're not weighed down with the expectation of an album. So your classic 4-track EP is great. I love to see that people are still doing that.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, Carousel, the latest, the 24 EP is sort of a hybrid. I think it might have like 7 or 8 tracks on it, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
So it's almost bordering on that full album release, but it's not quite. I would love to see them put one out, as I often say with these bands that I bring to the channel who have a couple EPs and a single or two. And I'm sure in the future we'll get that. But it also is great for them to just, crank out some new material, and then get out and kind of tour around and try to get eyes on them opening for acts that already have that, to then catapult them financially into a situation where they can churn out a 12 or 13 track full album, right? So it's all strategy, but as you rightly put it, it is refreshing to get these new EPs in with shorter time between the releases than you might have between full album releases. You know what I mean? 2 years might go by before you get a new album in some cases. So yeah, thank you so much for giving this a listen, John. I do appreciate your ears on this. Everybody out there in the listening audience, please let us know what you think of Slightest Clue, this track, When You Wake Up. I'd be interested to hear what y'all have to say. Also, any suggestions for future songs, please also drop them in the comments field. We're interested to hear what you guys have to offer. And please, while we have your attention, and if you're still here, like, share, and subscribe if you'd be so inclined. Really does help us out here at the channel, and we really do appreciate it. All that out of the way, hopefully John and I will catch all y'all in growing numbers on the next installment of the Audiophiles. We'll see you later, guys.